welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reacting to SKAM Season 3, Episode 2. On the previous episode, we were introduced to a bunch of the characters that are going to be participating in this season. Isak is the main character, of course, for Season 3, and they've introduced the love interest, Evan, and Emma has a crush on Isak because he kind of like hit on her in that party. And we also were introduced to Jonas's group a little bit more, that Isak is a part of. I think they mentioned their names, Maddie and Magnus. And I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to play a role into the story. We've also kind of find out that Isak has taken over Noura's spot as the roommate for Eskild and Lynn. It'll be kind of interesting to see the dynamic between Isak and Eskild. Isak is like the closeted gay guy, and then Eskild is the out and about gay character. I'm kind of curious to see how their relationship is like, and their friendship is gonna develop. Eskild is a very like playful comedic character, and Isak is very much not like, he has like his comedic moments, but he's not like a joking character. He's very much like, he takes himself a little bit seriously, but he's kind of like playful a bit, I guess, but not like, he's not like Eskild. Like they have very different types of personalities, so it's kind of interesting to see how those two are going to interact with each other. And we were introduced to Sana becoming Isak's partner in that science class. So I'm interested to see how those two are going to interact with each other, because I haven't really seen those two ever really interact with one another. And they have such a varying personality between the two of them. So I'm kind of curious to see how that plays out into the story. And I'm really hoping to see a little bit more of Eva this season, considering that like she was very close friends with Isak, and they didn't really like address the whole situation between the two of them after season 1. So I don't know if they had already done that in the past, or if they just kind of like blew over it and didn't really talk about it that much. And I was kind of hoping to see more of Noura. From like the previous seasons, we've had like Noura and Eva seem to be the ones that kind of know that Isak is gay, and they've been kind of like playing around with that idea a lot. And especially in season 2, Eva was very like much interested in like what Isak was doing with Chris, the guy Chris. It turns out they weren't like dating or anything. They were just kind of like trying to help Jonas a bit. Like, that's kind of a good friend thing to do for Isak. And I am very like, I really want to see more of like the interaction between Noura, Eva, and Isak. I wonder if they're going to do anything with that. But like, it seems like they're probably gonna focus more on Isak and Evan. It seems like the main goal of the story is to like Isak coming out and coming to terms with himself, being like a gay person, and just I guess like developing a relationship with someone for the first time. I'm really enjoying the characters. I love love all the characters in SKAM. Sana's like kind of my favorite character still. Noura was my favorite character in season 1, and then when season 2 came out, Sana became my favorite character. And then Isak is kind of like up there as well. I'm very excited to see how the characters kind of come to terms with who they are. And we don't really know that much about Evan, other than he seems like a really nice guy. Again, like, I really love the eye contact they're using in this show this season. Like, purposeful. Every time they're kind of like looking at each other, just like Isak's expression, the way it changes and shifts when he's interacting with Evan is very like interesting to see, like the change in his personality when they're kind of on screen together. I don't know, it's like fun little thing to watch, and like I'm very much enjoying the season so far, and I'm looking forward to this episode. So thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you all for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you all think of this episode, and I guess we'll start right now. Alright, so we are starting episode 2 right now.
Så da tar jeg det. Jesus Christ. Hva skulle dere gjort?
Oh yeah, and you kind of like everyone kind of like messed with them a little bit with the tissue papers in the washroom there.
Jeg hadde jo på en måte avtalt å være sammen med
Again, like there's like these tiny little character moments that between the characters that are just like, I don't know, like I've never like seen a show kind of do this before. He's like stalking him on social media, Instagram, it looks like. That's awful. Like when you're trying to find someone, they have no social media. It's like we've all been there. And then we have Eskild just like looking at on Grindr. Oh dear.
Se på meg. Hvis den var kjekk? Hva der? Jeg vet faen. Se da. Han er sikkert kjekk, han. Isak,
Oh, he's like
du
so
kan si om
nervous.
dette er kjekk
Just like
uten å være homo.
even talking about like a guy being
Jeg
attractive.
sa at han sikkert var kjekk. Jeg skal møte han, skjønner du. Ok, du trenger min bekreftelse på at han er kjekk for å møte han.
Oh, Isak.
Eskild, hvorfor tror du at alle gutter er homo? Jeg tror ikke at alle gutter er homo, Isak.
Well, I mean,
Men jeg
This
har
guy's
en ganske
like-
god gaydar. Skjønner du? Ja, hvordan funker den gaydaren? Hva er det som er kjennetegnet på den gutta homse? Ok.
he's on Grindr.
Et clou er for eksempel at man begynner å snakke
Yeah,
med fremmede gutter om suging. Ikke sant?
Oh, I think Isak thought Eskild was talking about him.
Litt.
Like, Isak thinks
Hi.
Eskild was like calling him gay by being like, "Hey, I'll give you a year before you're out."
Jeg får rommet til Isak. Ja.
Look at the way he's.
Nei, det går
I
bedre
like. I love all these
Han
like,
var
little
redd
character
litt.
moments because he's like flipping his phone and like turning the screen away from Eskild because he was just looking up like where Evan was. Like he's trying to find Evan's social media, but he can't find it, and then he's like nervous to just even reveal that to Eskild because he doesn't want anyone to know that he has like a crush on this guy. That's kind of like that's a cool little detail they have there. He's still stalking him. Now you have his full name, I guess, from the Kosagrupa thing. This classroom is really pretty, though. It's really nice. Like, I love that huge tree, like right out the window. I like how he's still trying to find this Evan's like social media. It doesn't seem like he's one of those people who has social media, which is kind of interesting. Kyle. That doesn't look. That's not Evan.
Straight out of Elvebakken.
Oh yeah, he said he was from a different school.
I dag så skal jeg prate med min best buddy Even.
Best buddy Evan.
Captain America og Vladimir Putin,
Okay,
som forelsker seg i
it's an interesting combination there.
De kan ikke være sammen. Når de kysser, så dør en katt.
What is the story?
Det er hardt.
Hvem er denne Barbien? Er det Sarah Palin?
Nei, hun er bare Barbie. Hun har alltid hatt
Okay,
en dame.
what class is this for, or is this just like a thing he's doing?
Bro,
He's
hvem
in,
er favoritten?
Evan has like a really nice smile though, like his character,
Baz Luhrmann.
the actor,
Seriøst.
Baz Luhrmann.
Seriøst.
Is his favorite director?
Hvem er?
Nei, jeg kødder ikke med det.
He did Moulin Rouge and
Du er så skeptisk.
Romeo and Juliet and The
Han
Fall. I
lager
think.
bare tacky klisjéfilmer, og hovedpersonene dør og sånn.
It's very visually
Kjærlighetshistorie, mann.
amazing films, by the way, though. Like you instantly remember what those movies are as soon as you like remember their names. He's so afraid for anyone to know that like he has a thing for Evan.
Ikke greier.
Og ikke så jeg vennene dine på gruppemøte heller.
He has like a very
Jeg kan jo ikke tvinge dem til å komme heller, da.
yeah. He has a very like prickly attitude this season, I feel.
Sånn, jeg gidder ikke dette mer.
Because in the first season he seemed like
Nei,
so
det er ikke
chill and kind of like laid back, but this season he seems very. I mean, like I guess the situation's pretty like annoying. Oh my god, they're gonna do this in the middle of the class. Do this in the hallway or like literally anywhere else. Oh my god, that's so bad.
Hva var det du putta oppi burkaen din nå?
What's up with this teacher's boobs though?
Burkaen min.
Likap. Du kan ikke navnet på det plagget
They're
representanten
like totally.
bruker. Er du rasist?
I don't understand the focus on this teacher's
the
boobs,
hijab.
but it's fucking weird.
Jab. Men nå skal dere to følge med her oppe.
Vilde? Jeg tenkte på, blir det noen flere sånne kosegruppemøter?
Vilda's like so excited, but like he has no interest in this group.
Denne uken, men neste uke så er det jo revyfest.
He just wants to like find
skal vi ha
Evan.
gruppen vår. Du ble jo totalt trasha, og Sana sine foreldre er muslimer. Men du kan jo ha det.
Sana's parents are Muslim. I mean, I guess that's like all you need to.
Kanskje?
Hva skjer da?
Isak skal ha gruppen vår før revyfesten neste fredag. Kanskje dere har lyst
Party.
til å komme? Hvorfor ler dere sånn? Syns dere revy er teit?
Oh, now he's nervous. He's like
Altså,
all his guy friends are
revyen
here.
legger jo dit aldre og trinn og raser og legning.
Oh my god.
Går mot de små.
Girl, same. Like if your crush like walked in front of you like that and you're just and that age, you're just like fuck whatever. I don't care what anyone else is doing. And then like Evan's, it's like his eyes always go to Isak every time he's on screen. He's really into Isak. There's no way. I don't know this expression though. What's going on, Isak? Oh no, it's Emma. She's coming into frame.
Innstillingene, dere er andreklassgutter.
Fikk du meldingen min?
Unnskyld. Nei, det fikk jeg ikke.
Ok, ja, kult. Fett, jeg melder deg.
Hva faen er greit? Er du helt hoved?
Oh no, that's not good.
Hva faen bryr seg om hun er psycho?
Hva skjer med førstesendinger? Hvor er det de får
She does
den
give psycho vibes.
fra?
Oh my.
Hvorfor går førstesendinger?
I think she just likes Isak, and she's just trying to express that to him, but like he has no
Det er ikke meningen at de skal gå etter dere.
interest. And Vilde has like such a fucking
Hva er problemet med at
obsession
de gjør
with
det?
these social
Problemet
hierarchies.
er at det finnes et system. Hvem skal vi ligge med da?
Vilde, girl, you need to relax a bit.
Ikke vær frekk.
Yeah, it's kind of weird time to say that.
Det er så tulling, altså.
Hva faen mente du med det?
They're like the same person. Like Vilde and this guy are like the same person. When it comes to like interacting with people that they like, that's fucking hilarious.
Bro,
Yeah, well,
hvem er
that's-
favorittregissøren din? Baz Luhrmann. Seriøst.
I do really like his movies. Like that guy's movies are very they're very memorable. Oh, he's like looking up like Evan's like interests and stuff, and he's probably Romeo and Juliet. That was a really pretty film, but like it was weird because no one really did. It was a weird take on the story. Just putting it like in a modern setting. I don't know, but like you remember the scenes from that movie. Oh, that's the song. Oh. Oh gosh, this is like something you do when you have like a crush on someone. He's so enthralled by this. Oh, I feel like we've all been here. It's not a movie you would want to watch when you're in this headspace, because yeah, he's just like feeling all this shit. Oh no, and he just wants to be like in or whatever. He can't even find him. That kind of sucks, man. Like, Naishim. How do you say that? The AE like together? Naishim? Oh no, don't do it. No. Okay. This is the worst thing you can do when you have a crush on someone and you're trying to find them, you can't find them anywhere else. So then you go onto like fucking dating apps to see if they're there too. And I would not recommend. It's the most toxic place that you can ever go into. Especially Grindr. Grindr is like the worst. And isn't Isak like supposed to be in high school here? This is like kinda not something you want to be in. You're just gonna get a bunch of toxic shit here, man. Which is kind of sad. Like, I feel like this is something like our community has to deal with, and it's like the toxic dating scene is so awful. Fredag. Oh, I haven't heard this song in so long. I wonder if this school is still like functioning and open. Linus's character is fucking, my goodness.
Så ga jeg deg
And
hele
his head up.
Det er du som skylder meg, husker du meg? Jeg ga deg sånn palmor. Hvorfor sier du det stemmer? Du var der, faen ikke?
Nei, men han vet jo, han skjønner det liksom.
Eskild fikser det.
Eskild fikser det. Ja, når vi skal være der.
Ja, det skal jeg finne ut.
Ha da. Ha da.
Man, like Isak is like adorable. He's like a good-looking guy. This is Oslo, right? It's such a pretty city. Oh shit. Oh no. Okay. This happens to me all the time. Like you have a
Hello?
when you someone you like, you end up like running into them at the worst timing.
Halla.
This guy totally has a thing for Isa.
Fett samtale.
They're saying so much like with their eyes in this show. Like I don't know what it's so well done. I don't know. Like the actors are great.
linje 12 via Grünerløkka og Torshov til Disen.
Just the way like he's scared to look at
Du er 18, ikke sant?
at Evan,
Kunne kanskje
but then
kjøpt litt øl?
he's still trying to make an effort.
Må hjem og hente det. Bli med.
It's a trap. No, I'm just kidding.
Hallo?
I wonder if he lives by himself or. This Evan is like really tall. I can't get over it. He's like almost as tall as that door frame.
Du kan være her natta.
This is Nas poster. Drawings?
Har du tegnet disse?
Ja.
Det er bra.
Takk.
Veldig morsomme.
You must be like so fascinated right now, like finding like I don't know, like just being in your like crush's room is so. Oh my gosh.
Du tidlig, jeg vet ikke. Går det liksom?
Oh, and they're just like hanging out. This must be so nice.
Jeg skulle kommet til et par timer.
Hva er grensa? Du hører på musikk?
Jeg synes det er en WA-fan, men
Er det de gira at
NWA, that's so old school.
det
I
er
don't know how
sånn
do you.
musikk man hører på når man skal liksom
This was
gå inn
2000.
og føle seg tøff.
15,
Har du hørt
16,
på
right?
Nas.
Kødder du?
I'm not too familiar with Nas, but I know of him.
Nas?
He was kind of like one of the musical
Ja,
directors
det
for
Det høres ikke sånn ut, ass.
what's it called? For the Get Down, and I loved that show. That was such a good show. I'm so angry that they canceled that one. This is good. Like, it's nice when like you have a crush on someone and then you start talking to each other and it's like everything is going amazing and they're just like interacting really well with each other. And, like you guys get along. It's like such a wonderful feeling. And like, just look at the way he's like smiling in this scene compared to like every other scene he's been in so far. He's like so angry, or like he has like this wall he doesn't want to like break, and like even here he still has that wall a little bit, but like the smile he has when he's with Evan is like completely different from like all the other scenes he's been in so far.
En svettost, altså.
Ja, jeg vet det. Jeg klarte å glemme den ut når jeg dro på skolen i dag.
Aw.
Så den har ligget fremme og smeltet nesten. Hva skjer med deg for, eller?
Zach has such a he's a very charming personality, and like
Ja, du gjør det, du også?
smile is like
Faen,
just his smile is
det
so
er Dinas
cute.
problem.
I can't.
Ost og nøkler.
This sounds disgusting though.
Nøkkelost, faen er det.
Veldig...
Aw, I like how they're getting along so well with each other right now.
Skål.
Skål.
I think it kind of makes sense though, because Isak
Hva slags krydder har du lyst på?
is always he's not very like a closed person. Like he's
Caribbean
not
jerk barbecue?
what's it called?
Caribbean jerk høres...
He's not sheltered because like of his whole family situation, the way that like kind of ended. I feel like he's just very comfortable being in other people's houses. That like this isn't weird.
Rosmarin?
Rosmarin. Ja, masse.
Masse rosmarin? Ok.
I totally completely forgot about that whole thing with the guys.
Enda mer?
Nei, det er greit.
He's just like, whatever. I'm just gonna hang out with this guy. I'm so guilty of this, where everyone's texting you and you just don't give a fuck.
Ja.
Oh, what's exactly? That sounds gross. Oh no, everyone's messaging him. They're like, where are you? Probably 7. What time is it now? I don't remember. Oh god. If you could bring some stuff, give me.
Ja, fuck it.
See, this is like so chill, and everyone, like the party and all that stuff seems like so very.
Men vi kan ikke snu nå, ass.
Like the expectations are different between like this situation with Evan and like the situation with his friends and the Emma girl. There's like
Jeg kjører på med litt.
so much like shit that he doesn't want to deal with them just because, but like that's not really fair to them either because they don't know. but like I understand why he's kind of like shooing them away to the back of his mind because he doesn't want to deal with that, and he's just like happy here. Although you should probably be consistent with your lies to both groups though. What is this at, Isak?
Skal vi putte i ovnen, eller?
Nå kjører vi.
Nu kör vi.
Oh, shit. Is that ketchup?
Det var noe som ikke passet på det. Altså.
That looks awful. I don't know what they
Det var
made.
så ille at det var godt, på en måte.
Nei, det var så ille at det var enda mer ille.
Unnskyld meg, det var du som fikk oss til å ta alt det krydderet på.
It's the munchies though. They're probably
Det er
like,
veldig
this
viktig å ha
sounds
masse
good, let's put it
kardemom,
in.
ja.
Cardamom.
Er det som er trikset?
What's cardamom?
Kardemomme!
For å få den god?
I don't know what that
Har du
is.
brukt
Or
det
polta
i
grolder.
rapporten,
I
eller?
don't know what that
Jeg
is.
har faktisk det.
Kom igjen litt, da.
Ok.
Oh god.
E-box, give me the beat!
Ja. Ja. Kom igjen! Skjerp deg!
Ok.
Oh god. That was.
Hva er klokka?
10 på 8.
They're adorable,
Jeg
you guys. I
venter
can't.
først. Men det er bare å bli, altså. Jeg har masse øl.
He's been here for a few hours now, huh? Is this like summertime or like this is fall, right? It's pretty sunny out for like this time of the day. Cause I'm pretty sure like I feel like all schools have like the same kind of schedule.
Så hei.
What's this?
Hei, Elise.
Isak.
Hyggelig.
Isak.
Eskild. Og det her er sånn. Dama mi.
Oh no.
Isak.
Girlfriend. What?
Dama di har blitt månedens selger på jobb.
Er det sant?
Ja.
There's no way. Like what?
Så flink du er.
Oh no,
Det
Isa.
er gøy. Så jeg får
La
liksom
meg
begge
være
av-
litt stolt, da.
Ja, du kan være litt stolt. Jeg fikk en vin. og-
Oh, he looks so devastated. Look at his like the way his expression changed.
Det er ikke
Oh, that's awful. Oh no, Isak. What the fuck, Evan? Like, I am so confused by this character. Oh no, and now it's just like crashing down around him. What? That's fucking. What the hell, man? Oh no, that's so bad. I feel awful for Isak there, but like, and Evan, like, what the hell, man? Like, you don't spend a. I feel like maybe Evan is questioning his sexuality and he's very much interested in Isak, but like, I don't know the situation with the girlfriend, or like, I don't know if he's just like a nice guy and Isak is like taking this, like, all these kind of like hints from Evan the wrong way. But like, just the way he looks at Isak is very like, it's not like, hey, I just want to be your friend kind of thing. Like the way he's full on stares at Isak is very intense, I guess. And just like how excitable he is when he's talking to Isak is very, I don't know, there's like a chemistry there between the two of them that's very much not like, we just want to be friends kind of thing. That like complicates things a little bit more. That of course, like, this tall good looking guy who's like has a nice personality has a girlfriend, like there's just no way. And I'm kind of curious to see what his role or what the girlfriend's role is gonna be like in this story, because we have Evan with this girl and then we have Isak with Emma. Like, they're not dating, but like the Emma character is obviously like pushing herself into Isak's life, and like she's very pushy, and I don't like. She doesn't seem to. It's almost like narcissistic or like very surface level with her. It looks like she just wants to get to know Isak because he knows about like drugs or whatever, and she is trying to like get drugs for her friends, and like it's not even like the way she messaged him was not even like, hey, what are you into? What do you like to do? Or all these other things. It's more like, hey, we're doing this tomorrow. Like, come over and like hang out or like show us what kind of drugs or whatever. That's not like. It's not like on a personal level. It's very like shallow almost from Emma. I don't know, like her personality is very, it feels very like, again, like very surface level. There's nothing there, and like that could just be like the way her character is written, but like that just doesn't seem like someone you would want to interact with, even like on a friend basis, because she seems her conversations seem very self-centered. So that's kind of like my perspective on her from like what we've seen in this episode, from the text messages and even like the way she invited him to the party. And she doesn't seem to like try to get to know him on a personal level. Almost, you're a good looking guy, you know, like all the drugs that are like good to try or whatever, and that's kind of like, that seems to be like the basis of what she's trying to establish with Isak, and that doesn't seem like a very strong like relationship basis to like try to go and date someone on. I don't know, it kind of like, it really sucks for Isak. It's interesting to see like his like daily struggle. I love how there's no narration, there's no like internal talking from Isak, but just like his facial expressions, and then just the way, even like the body language that he's showing is very like effective in like portraying what he's thinking in this show. And I don't think I've really seen too many shows do that. Like I love this because they're showing us instead of like telling us, with just like the way the characters interact with each other, just like his expression changes when he's with certain characters. Like when he's with his friends group, he's very like macho or whatever, and when he's with Vilde, he's very much like trying to get information about Evan. And then when he's with Emma, like he's so disinterested. And then with Evan, he just seems so relaxed and just like happy, I guess. So I'm kind of, it's like very interesting, like picking apart like the way his brain is like going through like these stages of emotions, just from watching his face, and his like his physical acting is like very effective from Isak. Especially like the interaction he had with Eskild at the very beginning, like he seemed very nervous to even like describe another guy as being attractive, because he doesn't want anyone to know. The social pressures from that, like I can understand why. We've like, as a gay person, like when you're a teenager, you're going through that. It's very difficult to kind of know where you belong and like where you fit in, and you're like afraid that like maybe your friends won't accept you. And like personally for me, like I've been through that. Like you don't know who you can trust really, and you put up this wall or like a fake version of yourself that people find that they can accept, or what you think that they can accept. And like, it's unfortunate that we have to go through that as members of the LGBTQ community, because we just don't feel safe at times. But like, you find out who your real friends are a lot easier when you do come out to them. For me, like I lost a good chunk of my friends when I came out, but like I was kind of happy at the same time, because it revealed to me personally who actually was there for me and who like actually mattered. And you kind of already know, you know what I mean? Like there's certain people that like will surprise you in a good way, but like the ones who were not accepting, I kind of figured, just because of like the way they were, the way they made jokes about the LGBTQ community, or like minimized their struggles, or like the way they even spoke about like trans people was very toxic, I would say. And just like how they made it very common, like their homophobia and like their transphobia was very much like talking about killing someone who's gay was very like nonchalantly said out loud, you know what I mean? It's very like, I was not surprised at all from like the friends that kind of showed their true faces when I came out, and just the way they kind of pushed me aside was kind of it sucked, because you spent so much time with these people and you got to know them, you grew up with them, and then like it was almost like convenience that they were there. It wasn't like they were genuinely your friend. And like some people they had like those toxic, some people did surprise me, because some of them had like very toxic views of like the gay community. And then when I came out to them, they were very much like, they still had like toxic viewpoints, but like they had a level of like wanting to understand like who you are, and because like you're their friend, like they're your friend, and they genuinely want you to be happy, and like it didn't matter like if they had these toxic viewpoints. Like it was surprising to me for some of them where they just like full on it was like a full 180 switch with them, where they were just like defending me from my other friends, and it was kind of like, I don't know, it was a rough time, and I can see why Isak is like this. And I know like a lot of people from the LGBTQ community kind of goes through that, and like this is something common that we have to deal with, like being closeted and being like afraid to come out. And it's very amazing to see characters like Eskild, who's very much like out and proud, and like he knows who he is, he's very comfortable in who he is himself at such a young age. And it's kind of it's refreshing to see this kind of portrayal, and like the differences, because it's almost like an almost all encompassing kind of situation for a show in 2015-2016. This is very well done so far from what I'm seeing, and it's very like common struggles that we have to deal with, and I'm enjoying these portrayals. Just like there's so many scenes with Isak in this episode that I could relate to on a personal level. Just like when you have a crush on someone, you're like trying to figure out who they are, what they're interested in, but then you can't find them, and you're like, oh god damn it. But like I didn't do like the whole dating app thing until I was 18, and that was like, man, Grindr is like the worst fucking thing. Like I was so happy when like it was very stressful, like just even having the app. Like when you delete it, it's almost like refreshing and like relieving that you don't have to deal with like those toxic people. And I don't know, like it's kind of awful that like we all go through like these toxic situations growing up and like coming out to people, and then like when we get to our own community like on a dating app, there's so much like racism, there's so much toxic masculinity in the gay community, like on those dating apps. Sometimes I would be called too femme or like too masculine, and it was like I'm just me. Like I don't know why. Like I have to like fit your like box. It's so weird that like gay people do this, where they box people into like these little social like these constructs of social hierarchies that like we've all kind of had to dismantle as teenagers growing up. Like we've had to go through that. We kind of like grew out of that, and then when you go as an adult into the dating scene, it's like they just put these same social hierarchies, and they're like even more toxic with it. And like it's just an awful I guess like place to be, and it sucks that it comes from our own community. It's really awful that that's what happens within our own community, because like I feel like there should be more like, I guess like trying to uplift each other instead of like tear each other down within our community. Knowing that like how we grew up and that we've all struggled the same way, it's kind of a little disappointing, honestly. But like you will eventually meet like the right people, the good like your good friends, and you know who like has your best interests at heart, and you'll know like when to recognize toxic situations and how to deal with them as you grow up. And hopefully people realize those kind of situations a lot faster. And I'm like, glad for this show, especially like a lot of the shows now, like especially with Heartstopper, Young Royals, and like now SKAM. Like I'm glad I'm watching SKAM, because apparently this was like the kind of the originator for like more mainstream media to like pick up more LGBTQ stories. I did no idea that how popular SKAM was until like I started looking up the show, and it's surprising. It's also pretty sad because of the licensing agreements, that they couldn't release it to a worldwide audience. Apparently like a lot of the fan base was the reason why it spread so fast on social media, because the show writers and like the producers and they had like they didn't expect the show to do this well. Like they had like a really low budget, and they weren't expecting it to blow up the way it did, so they had no expectation of it like coming to North America, or like they weren't expecting it to do that well, like as well as it did, because of like it was just a small show, and they thought it was just gonna be like within Norway, but because it was on the internet and like there's fans and they want to spread it to their friends like and family across the sea, of course like it just blew up. And unfortunately they had not made like these licensing agreements with like the songs that they had used in the show, and that was kind of like the main reason why it wasn't picked up onto like a larger streaming service, which is really sad. But at the same time, because of that, they made a bunch of different versions of the show, and that was it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because I really wish that the show did a lot better and it was like more well known, because I actually really really like SKAM, just like the way it's written, the way it's filmed, I don't think anyone's really come close to this like level of like how they've done this show. It almost feels like you're watching real people is like what what I'm getting from SKAM. Like Young Royals is very dramatized, and like Heartstopper seems like you're in bubblegum land, where it's like everything's like happy go lucky almost. There's like a few conflict things, but like at the end of the day he has very like supportive. Charlie and Nick have very supportive friends and family. Like very, very supportive friends and family. It's like a bit almost too extreme in that sense of the world. But this one seems like more realistic, where Isak is like completely isolated from his friend group, and like he doesn't know who to trust, that kind of thing. And I don't know, it feels like something that could happen in real life when you're watching SKAM. I don't know, I feel like I got completely sidetracked there. I'm sorry, but we're only in episode 2 and I'm like absolutely in love with the season already. That was really good. It was very well done. It sets kind of like the direction of the show, where the story's gonna go. I don't know Evan's deal. Like I'm pretty sure he's like closeted as well, like, or maybe he's like bi-curious and he doesn't know like how to deal with like these feelings that he has for Isak. But like we know he wants to spend time with him. But it's also kind of like messed up that he would, then he would like bring his girlfriend into the same room as Isak and then kiss her in front of him. Because that's if he has a thing for Isak, and he kind of like has a vibe from Isak that Isak likes him back. And like kissing your girlfriend in front of them is kind of like very toxic. It's kind of a shitty thing to do, honestly. And I'm kind of curious. Like they don't really do this in the show. They don't show like the other characters' perspectives. It very much like stays focused on the main, like our main character for the season. They did that very well with season 2 and season 1 with Jonas and Isak's character. You didn't know what they were thinking at all. But I kind of wish that we could see a little bit more from Evan's perspective, because his story seems pretty interesting too. Like right now, from like this scene at the very end where he kissed his girlfriend, like where he revealed that he's dating his girlfriend, this girl. So I'm wondering where that's gonna go, how that's gonna develop into the story. And I don't know, I'm like really enjoying the show. There's a lot of like this different dynamics within between like all the other characters, and I'm wondering how that's gonna play out in the story. Yeah. Well, I guess that's kind of like the sum of my thoughts for this episode. I really enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you guys would deal with it if you've ever been in the situation as Isak, where you're like hanging out with like this guy that you really like, or this girl that you really like, and then like things just gonna go to shit and you're like, oh damn, you're dating someone already. Like, how did you deal with that situation? What would you do if you were in Isak's shoes for this episode? Yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm kind of curious to see what you guys are thinking about with those kind of situations. Yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye for now.